The Green Revolution and the policies adopted therein have brought the farmers to their present state of desperation. How the Green Revolution and policies adopted therein have impacted the farmers and their life. Are the recent loan waivers provided solutions for farmers' distress? What can be done to address this issue? GS Paper 3, Issues related to agriculture. What is the context about? In the last 20 years, according to the government's statistics, more than 3 lakh farmers have committed suicide in India. The situation of the farmers was never very good to begin with, but has been steadily declining and has reached its nadir right now. That is why we are seeing spontaneous eruptions of farmers' agitations in state after state across the country. Gradually, these spontaneous agitations are getting organized. Now a coordinated All India Farmers movement is beginning to take shape, which promises to be the beginning of one of the most significant farmers' movement in the history of this country. How the Green Revolution and policies adopted therein have impacted the farmers and their life. The Green Revolution led agriculture towards chemical fertilizers, pesticides, irrigation through large dams and massive irrigation projects. This did lead to higher yields initially and, therefore, that period became known as the Green Revolution. However, with chemical fertilizers and hybrid seeds came the problems of resistance in pests, and that led to the wider use of pesticides and also of higher potency. This infused poison in the food, especially for farmers, who also inhale the pesticides and, therefore, the higher incidence of cancer and other diseases led to higher input costs. And thereafter productivity has declined gradually because of soil depletion. The chemical fertilizers added only a few chemicals like nitrogen, potassium and phosphorus to this oil without replenishing it with micronutrients, and the pesticides kill even the soil bacteria. Eventually, the productivity started coming down and with greater use of pesticides. Simultaneously, canals and canal irrigation also led to waterlogging, and a substantial part of the land became wasteland. The Green Revolution focused particularly on the crops of rice and wheat, and thereby affected the traditional cropping systems drastically. This eventually led to a diminishing of incomes for farmers cultivating the other crops on their fields. Are the recent loan waivers provided solutions for farmers' distress? Recently proposed loan waivers can only be a short-term solution. If farmers are to be rescued from this crisis, we desperately need to change the whole agriculture policy and move it towards organic farming, irrigation by rainwater harvesting and micro-water irrigation, shifting from chemical to organic fertilizers, which will also use less pesticides. What can be done to address this issue? Introducing a system of targeted subsidies to tackle the issue of inequality with regard to access to inputs. Expanding the coverage of the number of crops to be included, so that the cultivators of pulses, millets, etc. will receive a fair share of the benefits. Promoting new systems of farming such as organic farming, with an eye on ensuring environmental protection. In addition, the Swaminathan Committee's recommendations must be implemented.